you learn so much and you see yourself grow, especially if you invest the time and effort and things like that. That's the best part, just watching everything come together. That's a pro. Another pro is the knowledge you gain. The knowledge you gain, and you would be surprised what other people don't know if you just put yourself in a position of being an entrepreneur. You learn so much out of it.
I be feeling like the man when I walk through. I ain't stunning what you saying when I walk through. I got all these hoes staring when I walk through.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of The Walkthrough, man.
Yes, sir. Another one.
Yeah, man. We doing good,
hey,
bro.
We knocking them out, man. I ain't gonna lie. We knocking them out.
Yes, sir. We got our first female guest with us, bro.
And you know that's appropriate because it's Women's Month. History Month. Yeah, I didn't want to get it wrong because I love women. It's a Women's History Month. So, of course, shout out to the ladies. We got a young, interesting, young entrepreneur here. Miss LV.
She's not just an entrepreneur, she's a nurse also.
Oh, she double doses, 7 lives and making money.
Yeah, she do it all.
That's what's up.
So tell people about yourself.
Yeah, who is LV?
I am a young entrepreneur to start out with. I think that's most important to add with my other background as being a nurse, but I found that being an entrepreneur is actually becoming more of like my personality. I moved to America when I was 7, so I kind of just been striving to be my best and make my parents proud and things like that. I went to college, got my bachelor's in nursing, and since then I think things have been looking up for me. So I got into, I guess, being an entrepreneur last year after some things happened tax-wise. And so that was
caught up with the feds.
No, I didn't
was
get.
at your door.
He was at my door. He was at my door, and that really hurt my feelings. So I'm like, I gotta figure out a way to make this money. Yeah, make advantage out of being part of a tax system, because there are advantages if you know where you
So Tim know you, I don't know you. Let's go back. You said you moved to America. Where you from?
Yeah, so I'm from the Congo, Central Africa.
Damn.
Okay.
Yeah, from deep. Those are the jungles. But I was
deep in the
field. That's appropriate. I would say that. Yeah.
Do you ever go back?
I have not gone back. I planned to go back before COVID, and then COVID happened.
Yeah. You got the money to go back.
Well, if we really trying to count my pockets, I'm not there yet. If we go there,
you get in there.
Slowly but surely.
Is that expensive to go to Africa?
It is. It's about $2,000 a ticket.
Damn.
Well, back when COVID.
It's probably more now.
Probably.
Damn.
So tell the people what all you do. Like, talk about your business.
So Turo, I do Turo. It's a ride sharing industry essentially. So what I do is I buy cars and I rent them out on this platform called Turo. It's cheaper. It's kind of like an enterprise, but it's like a cheaper alternative to an enterprise. So I pretty much do that, and for me it's a really like personal business because I really have to make sure that my vehicles are up to par so that I can provide the best possible service. People will say that as a cliche, like, or people will just say that to say that, but I really like to make sure that I deliver the best service. So, yep, I'm in the ride-sharing industry, and I'm enjoying it.
How do you see yourself delivering, I guess, the best service? I ain't gonna lie, I get some enterprise cars. They got the little wet wipes in there.
That's the enterprise plug right there.
Hey, don't say too much.
Yeah, I know what's up.
How do you make sure your clients are
I try to stay competitive with the people around me, because St. Louis is starting to get saturated with like other hosts, which is what you call people that share their cars on Turo.
Man, I was surprised. I think St. Louis, I didn't know if they really be active on
it doesn't seem to be active because it's a smaller city, but like it's gonna get there at some point. Seeing how they develop in all these businesses and stuff out here and attractions. But I try to stay competitive by I'll leave like money in the car for gas.
I don't know about that. What's your middle name then? I don't know. I'm thinking you're supposed to say some mints.
It's a case by case situation. Not only that, but like I definitely like communication is key for me. I really don't like to miss any messages, and I do primarily everything on my own. So like answering messages is like a 1 minute thing. Like if they got a question, I'm like, boom, we hit that up. So I don't really make them wait for anything when it comes to that, because the Turo is very free. So everything that I do will very much impact like the service I provide for the guests. So I really like to try to stay on top of things. And then I just provide like cleaning products, and like say for example, hopefully we're out of winter, but it seemed like we're still in winter. I would leave in there like the windshield cleaner thingies, wipes, tissues, things like that. I try to make it, I try to accommodate.
I ain't gonna lie, you be forgetting that when you're traveling sometimes.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
get hit with the snowstorm, you be like, damn, I gotta use a shoe or something to get this snow off the car. So that's definitely
Sometimes you gotta do
appreciated.
that, but yeah.
So how did you know that like you wanted to get in Turo over anything else? How did you know that was your lane?
I've always been interested in cars. I really, really like cars, and so Turo just seemed to be, out of everything else that I thought about being an entrepreneur in, it just seemed to be an easier route for me to take, since I already had a passion for vehicles and cars, even though cars are not easy to maintain. So you really have to have, your stuff together and your finances together, but I somehow pulled it off. And you gotta have a passion in order to continue growing your business and stuff. But Turo was like a segue for me to see myself becoming more than just like a Turo host, like growing to be more in other industries.
So what actually opened you up to Turo then? Because it's a lot of ride sharing apps like Uber. You could have been an Uber driver or rented those out, or different avenues you could have took. What made you say Turo is for me? All right, how many cars you got too?
5.
Okay.
Five is the number that I started with.
Damn.
And with unforeseen circumstances.
That's a lot of cars. I ain't gonna lie. Just,
yeah,
just you and your business too?
Just me and my
That's
business.
a lot of cars, definitely.
With the help of my family sometimes, but it's all on me. But I got into Turo more than anything else because it's slowly growing, and as I was doing research on like just ride sharing, that's what kept popping up. And so I just continued to kind of.
How long Turo even been around? That's something new.
It's been around for at least 10 years because
10 years?
Yeah, at least 10 years, because they started out as like a different company back in like
Uber
2013
Junior.
or something.
They Uber cousin, honestly.
Probably.
$1 million worth of game, and there was a dude. He was trying to make something like Turo, but
He
was making like his own.
He made his own ride share platform.
Did it work out? It fell off?
It's growing.
Okay, that's what's up.
Well, I forget.
He was like his own enterprise, not like Turo, but he's basically he took the people from like Turo, and he was saying,
Turo
This
don't
how you
fuck
do
with
it.
me,
"Book me
bro.
again, hit my line."
Hey, Turo don't fuck with me, bro.
Yeah, why not? You used to smoking the cars?
Must have messed up, right? Too many smoking fees spent on you.
What you used to do, man?
I ain't do nothing, bro. It was that ATL trip, bro.
Y'all damaged somebody's car?
Not us.
Hey,
A friend of ours. I forgot about that,
ATL trip.
I thought that was an enterprise. That was a
It was Turo. It was a lit ATL trip.
Yeah, the ATL bachelor party.
A bachelor party. And now I'm banned.
Short story.
I'm bad. They can't. I've been trying to get on this shit. They won't.
That's why we connected with Enterprise though. I don't say too much, but I appreciate
Hey, if you burn bridges, that's on you. Yeah, Turo was this for everybody.
You ever had like a bad
Experience?
Oh yeah, somebody came back in your car like trash or something.
Knock on wood. Actually, I haven't had anything too crazy. The craziest I've had is people hitting potholes and me having to buy a tire after tire. It's common, but people are not as careful when you have, when you put your property on like rental platforms for people to use, other people to use.
So you say you started with 5 cars, you down a little slimmer now. What happened to the decrease?
Unfortunately, one of my vehicles, I was not when I first started the whole Turo thing, actually a year ago.
Oh wow, you just started a year ago?
Yeah, a year ago.
So you a year in, you already had 5 cars?
Yeah, I scaled pretty fast, and you live and you learn, so I'm in the learning process now. So I started with 1 car. I didn't really do enough research as to like what kind of conditions the car should be before I put it on this platform. So out of 5 cars, the oldest car that I had for this platform, it has it's slowly losing its value, so I had to take it off the platform. There are other platforms that I could use, but I'll touch on that later. And then there was an incident where somebody totaled, not a guest, not a Turo guest, but somebody totaled one of my other cars. So now I'm down to 3 cars. Well, yeah, 3
So
cars.
do your car have to be like a certain year to even be on Turo? I know for Uber, it gotta be like, I think like 2010 or 2011, something like that, to even.
So yeah, for what I remember most about Turo's policy is it has to be under 130K miles. So I don't know if you could.
Yeah, so after that, it's
All
over.
right,
After that,
they kick you off at 130.
No, not necessarily, because you can like grandfather your car into it.
Right,
That
so
makes
if
sense.
you catch them at 125,
yeah,
you got in
can
there
still
just
get
in
in
time.
it and
That's what's up.
get your
Come
money.
somebody and come out there with no
1999
year and try to sell it.
I mean, if it has
If
less
it got
than
low
130, yeah, and if it's safe
They
to
just gonna
drive,
put
you can
Buick in
put
the
it
description. They gonna tell you what year, what model. They just gonna say Buick.
on. The funny thing about that is you got to put your car's VIN in there,
Oh,
so it's gonna be
so they know
specific. They
ain't
don't
no hot
know
rod.
exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, and then something that comes up frequently is like you gotta know if your car has recalls or not, because if your car has a recall, that'll set you back with like putting your car on Turo and things like that. But we'll get into that later if y'all really want to go there.
Yeah, no, I got a good question. So, what made you, I guess, get those cars? So, did you buy them used? Did you like rent them out? Like, how did you get so many cars at one point in time? That's a lot of cars.
It
5
is,
cars
it
at
is.
once.
Man, I can't believe I
How did you
did
do
that.
it? Yeah.
So you really got to do your research. Back when I think it was in February, I was talking to some coworkers, and they were just telling nursing coworkers. They were telling me about all these businesses that they did because after COVID, they had so much money. They was just like, trying to find places to
COVID
fund
money
them.
was crazy.
It was.
Everybody got them
especially-
stimmies.
Exactly.
Hey, them
Stimmies plus
hey.
working for
Stimmies.
big
I ain't
bucks.
gonna say it, bro. No.
What you was gonna say, man?
No, I ain't gonna say it, bro. I ain't trying to get canceled, bro.
Okay.
Too soon. It's too soon.
Too soon.
Wait till you get up there and
Yeah,
you probably
too
try
soon.
it. But so yeah, I just had a conversation which led me to look into like being a business owner, and then which led me to like taxes and stuff and learning about finances and financing a car and this, that, and the other. So in March, after like January, February, and March, I decided to actually like put into play everything that I learned about getting vehicles, financing vehicles, and using them for rental purposes and things like that. And I went and financed my first car. My credit was great. And then 6 or so months after that, after I got in a relationship with this person, and they were very, very business savvy. They were like, hey, here's some game. Like, we could get you X amount of cars in an X amount of time frame, and it won't really show on your credit report like that, because if you go to the dealership, they're gonna pull your credit.
Right.
And so that's how I ended up like scaling. In like a length of 2 months, I got an additional 3 to 4 cars.
Ooh, so we ain't gonna pass that over. It sounds like my man's put you on the game.
He did. Actually, he just motivated me more. I had the knowledge, I just was skeptical, but he was like, yeah, no, go ahead and do it. So like,
What? Is this something you could talk about? Like
yeah. So essentially what the basic premise of like getting cars and financing cars is you have to, every time you go get a vehicle, your credit gets pulled. Right. Most likely, if you're financing the car, it's different when you buy outright. Well, yeah, it's different when you buy outright, because if you finance, that means you're being loaned money to get the car. So in this instance, you get your credit pulled, and then it takes 30 days or so before that credit pull shows on your record. Your what is it called? Your credit report. Yeah, before it shows on your credit report. And so in that time frame, because you can only have so many pulls before people start noticing and being suspicious, like, how come you was trying to get money from this person, this person, this? Right. So in that time frame between, I think it was the start of August to September, I just pretty much was like, I'm gonna get a car here, here, and here.
Ooh,
and then,
smart.
And then at some point, 30 days was just around the corner, and that's when I was like, I'm done. So it's all about knowing, when to get your credit score pulled and things like that.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a play right there, because that's a lot of things they don't tell us. really, they tell us, but we don't listen, honestly.
No.
Because we be hearing like, hey, when you got your credit finna get
Yeah.
pulled, it's on your report, it's gonna show up in the next 30 days. But you
Yeah.
took advantage. You said, hey,
Let
they
me
pulled my
take
credit
everything I
30
can.
days.
Yeah, with this credit.
So are you using the Turo payments to basically pay off the car then? So do you
Yeah.
plan on owning the car, or you just want to sell it afterwards?
So right now I plan to just pay them off and then like pay them off and retire them and then get new cars.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah.
That's what's up. So how much how much does Turo take off on top? Well, you know what
Of
you
what I
made.
make.
Oh, yeah. that's good.
So Turo comes with like insurance and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can opt out of not getting insurance with them. I'm on like an 80% plan, so that means 20% of my earnings goes to Turo for them to pay for my insurance in case of a claim and things like that. So I would say at least 20% of everything.
That's
that I
not
make.
too
That's
bad.
not bad.
It's not
Amazon
awful.
take more fees than that.
Yeah, I'm
man.
sure they do.
Honestly.
So yeah, but like I said, you can opt out of getting any kind of money taken.
I don't think nobody would really opt out of getting
I mean, if you
Well,
got
okay.
insurance in
Yeah,
the cars,
I'm saying.
you
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
need it though.
So the people who opt out most of
But
the
won't
time.
that make your insurance more for having other people
Man,
driving?
I know you've been hearing about
So-
that day insurance, like they could get insurance for a month.
Yeah,
$100.
I actually was trying to pull that off, but
Yeah.
I guess it hasn't really hit Missouri yet.
Oh, okay.
But when it comes to people opting out of not getting Turo insurance, it's because they have commercial private insurance. So Turo provides insurance through travelers, and like they like have you pay a X amount of fee for that insurance, versus if you have like a fleet of vehicles and you have you can probably find a better deal from a private commercial insurance company and not have so much money taken out like Turo would take out. if that
Alright.
makes
So when you was getting all these cars within that 30-day period, were you getting them open within your individual name, or did you have like an LLC created or something?
sense. Yes, I had an LLC created. No, I did not have any business credit, so I had to guarantee or guarantor every, I guess, account I was opening.
But now that you got one LLC, did you like position those cars into it so you could get
Yeah.
the write-offs?
Oh,
'Cause
for
that was
sure.
your original
Oh,
plan.
listen, let me
The
tell y'all
write-offs,
something.
hey,
That was it.
write-offs, I
When
ain't
I
gonna
tell
lie.
y'all, last year I filed my taxes. April came, I was sobbing, hurt. My heart was hurting because
Yeah,
I lost so
taxes
much
a
money.
month.
Yeah, I've never owed taxes in my life, like income tax. But this year, with my business, my 5 cars, I got so much money back, it's ridiculous.
Damn.
Crazy.
Yeah, man, I'll
That's
tap
crazy.
in.
Look how
and
God turned your
Look,
life.
I know that's
Honestly,
right.
yeah, honestly.
Won't he do it?
But on top of that, so you got your Turo going on, but we're not gonna skip over the fact you said you got a couple other jobs you're doing right now. So
Yeah.
what's those other jobs you're doing?
I'm a nurse, and with that, I just kind of work in different fields of nursing. I work in hospitals, I work in schools, I work in nursing homes, wherever I can.
Wherever they need the
right,
help.
pretty
Be
much
there to save
wherever
them.
they need the
Wherever
help.
you need the
Exactly.
What you like doing more? Like the Turo stuff or being a nurse?
I like equally both.
Oh, that's what's up. Yeah, a lot of people say, now when I learn how to get this money on my
Yeah,
own,
no, but
fuck them kids. Michael, hashtag Michael
I'm not
Jordan.
gonna lose my job.
No, like, honestly, like, you don't think that you will ever get to the point where you're making enough money on Turo to where you don't gotta work?
Well, of course, I've thought about that. Like, if I make enough money, I'm not gonna quit my job 100% because I still want to keep my skills. The thing about nursing is, like, if you don't use it, you lose it. I'm sure every industry is like that. Like, if you don't practice enough, you're gonna lose your skills. And I paid too much money for this degree to just lose everything. I definitely,
That's real. That's real.
I definitely would probably work like once in a while, but keep Turo would be my primary source of income. If that makes sense.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
So what are the pros and cons of being an entrepreneur?
Pros is you learn so much and you see yourself grow, especially if you invest the time and effort and things like that. That's the best part, just watching everything come together. That's a pro. Another pro is the knowledge you gain. The knowledge you gain, and you would be surprised what other people don't know if you just put yourself in a position of being an entrepreneur. You learn so much out of it. The con of being an entrepreneur is you probably will have to do it by yourself for a little bit. You be on your own, and the liability and stuff is probably going to primarily fall on you, whatever goes wrong. Financial contributions to your business probably fall solely on you. So there's the pros and cons are kind of even. They only positive outweighs the negative because once you see all the effort you put into like the business and stuff, you see like your business thriving, you're scaling, you're growing, you see the kind of impact you have on other people. It makes a huge difference.
It's that feeling when you self-made. You
Yep,
like, man, I did
exactly.
this on my own.
Exactly.
It's a better joy than getting a paycheck because you're like, this
That's
is my
right.
blood, sweat, and tears I put into this. So
And
now
I'm
it's
seeing the outcome.
like exactly that's a return on capital.
Straight up.
But with that being on tour, you have 5 cars. So which cars do you feel, or which car in general do you feel as if was the most profitable?
Surprisingly, I had a Ford Explorer. It's a 7-seater.
Yeah.
And
big bodies.
Yeah.
That Turo XL. Yeah, Turo XL.
You thinking of an Expedition?
Maybe.
You thinking of an Expedition?
I heard 7 passengers. That's a
Yeah,
lot.
okay. But I guess you would say the Explorer and the Expedition are similar in some ways. So the Explorer has been popular, especially when like Turo picks back up, because right now the season it's like a slow season in this region. Because like families travel a lot, and so they want like bigger vehicles. So the Ford was a popular one.
Why is it slow season, you think?
It's slow because of the weather, and St. Louis doesn't have that many attractions. Like it's the weather. No, it's getting better. That's why I'm saying like hopefully in the next year like we'll be booming and Turo will be more regular.
You know it's 314
Exactly.
It's 314 day.
Now-
Hey, shout out to the Lou Brothers 314
You already know.
sir.
Oh, good job, some China man, some emos or something, man.
Some red hot riblets, you know, some bets.
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
But nah, definitely. So you feel as if you would ever expand out of St. Louis with your Turo business?
So my goal essentially is to do what, I don't know the guy's name if you mentioned or not, is to like own like a dealership, but except it won't be a dealership, it'll be like an enterprise, so a ride sharing company. That's what I want to do. So if I do expand, I would do it in that manner and probably stay in St. Louis. I never really thought about where I'd go outside of St. Louis. I'm not just saying that because it's the 4 day.
Nah, it's okay. You 314 to your city.
Till I die.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So you're like a woman entrepreneur. So like by being Women's History Month, what advice would you have to any other like females that want to get into this business, or not just females, but anybody?
Definitely do your research, and have your money together. Cause
Take money to make money.
Take money to make money. Scary money don't make no money.
Yeah.
So
Take that risk.
Yep, you gotta take the risk to see the reward. That's just how it is being an entrepreneur. You can see everybody looking glamorous and they got these products and they're making millions, but it's a lot of work that goes into it. And I just want everybody to the real side.
Cause you gotta take care of the repairs.
Repairs, mechanic issues, all that stuff.
Damn.
So
people just think it's all good.
no, it's not.
Facts.
It's not
The repairs to
peachy.
take you out, especially
Whatever.
on 5 cars or 3. That's a lot.
Yep, you gotta be but don't give up. You can do it if you put your mind to it.
Yeah, so for you, so what was the mindset when you were going from 5 to 3 cars? I would have been, me personally, I would have been pissed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Devastated. So what kept you motivated to say, okay, 3 cars, that's cool. I'm gonna still keep going.
Yeah, fortunately for me, like I have my primary income, which is me being a nurse, does great for me. So I'm able to like make up for where I'm losing in my business, because if you're gonna have good times, bad times. Right now it's like I'm on a slippery slope essentially. But I guess the fact that like I have supplemental income, like primary income.
You know, like even if I stop doing Turo, I still got some constant
money.
income coming in.
And plus I'm just very disciplined on like getting things done, so I don't ever see myself like falling out of me making my payments and stuff like that.
So how do you like balance the work of being a nurse but also being an entrepreneur? Because a nurse not an easy job. I know that.
During the day,
I know you probably work 16 hours sometimes being a nurse.
Sometimes 24 hours on the weekend.
Shout out to the nurses. Y'all held hold strong, man. We
sir.
appreciate y'all.
Especially like during COVID time. So how was you able to balance that time?
So I don't know. That's a good question. I guess it works great for me because I'm a school nurse, so the hours are almost perfect. It's like an 8 to 3, 8 to 5 kind of job. And so with that, I'm able to schedule my Turo pickups and car pickups and stuff around that schedule, because I'm like, my job is in proximity to most of my locations where I have my cars picked up at. So it just kind of works out for me because I have a job that has more flexibility to it.
So with that, I think what you said, the drop-offs, I remember on Turo, I mean, we had to pay a little extra to get dude to drop it off at the airport. So those type of things, you tell people like, hey, pick it up from here, and it's where you grab it, or I'm gonna be able to drop it off from here for like a little extra money.
So there's options. There you could primarily, every Turo host should have a home location, and that should not be an additional fee to, you renting the car, because the car is already gonna cost you. Probably gonna get insurance through Turo if God forbid anything happens, and then some other stuff that might be added to that. But so there's always a home location, and then the host, which would be people like me providing you guys cars, would add other locations, and then we would just kind of set the price according to the distance that we would have to travel to go deliver the car. For example, I have like the airport is an option, and for that I have whatever, I do the math and then see what it'll cost me for like gas and like mileage.
So you make them pay a little extra.
Yeah,
of course.
I mean,
it's only right. It's only right.
But there are ways to get discounts on Turo too. So if you book like 7 days ahead, you get like 3 to 5% off.
Okay.
So it's very,
let them know. What's the page? Let them know.
Well, if you're looking for me on
they
Turo,
book with you, right?
if you're looking for me on Turo, Lavinia Yale, YALE. Just look me up on Turo. I'll be on there.
So do you think primarily, or I guess have you seen primarily your customers are St. Louis based or out of St. Louis?
Very much out of state. Because people travel through St. Louis to visit like other parts of Missouri that aren't as big, if that makes sense. So I get lots of people coming from other states booking the cars, and then I would say about 95% is 95% is out of state renters, and then like 5% is in state. People want to travel to other states from St. Louis.
So you let people do that? Like,
I host for this city. I be hating now. Airbnb.
Yeah.
In the city, they be like, you live in the city. Why do you want a B&B? I be like,
what?
Let me live.
That's a thing?
Honestly, they be on, bro.
Damn.
Oh my gosh.
They be like, I see you live in St. Louis, so why do you need this property?
Wow, interesting. Like you can't enjoy.
Because you don't know somebody, STL, they might hit a high speed in here, you know what I'm saying? So
I hope not, but I didn't know that was a thing. People would actually.
So you never been like worried about that? So okay, they're in St. Louis, they want to book my car?
No, because I feel like if I'm gonna
she said as long as that check comes
as long as it clears, I'm good.
Business.
Period. Like listen, am I getting money? Yes. Okay, take
as long
the
as
car.
that check clears, she good. But she don't care who did.
Wait, hold on now. No, but for the most part, everybody's welcome to book it.
Don't let the kid boys book it.
No, as long as you ain't got no kids.
Yeah, I ain't got no
right?
kids, so don't
you
even do it.
worry about that.
Yeah, so we big on mental health. So how are you doing mentally? Like,
I'm not gonna lie, I'm stressed, but
I'm in the same boat. But
I feel like being an adult is just, oof, man.
It be happening.
How are you dealing with your stress?
Mental. With my stress, how am I dealing with that? I have pets, dogs, which I know you're allergic to. For the earlier conversation, I have pets, and then
I heard you got something else.
What?
I heard you got some other pets.
What's next?
Oh, okay. So I got chickens.
Yeah,
I got fish.
Wait.
You got them chickens.
I do.
You got chickens?
Yeah, I got chickens in the city of my people house.
Yeah.
Yes, you can have chickens in St. Louis City. You just got
Right.
you gotta
Hey,
have
don't
less
report
than
it.
8.
Yeah.
Don't
How many
report
you
it.
got?
I got 2 right now, but when the weather gets better.
What made you want to get chickens?
It just so happened that like
That's funny, bro.
I'm making money though. Well, I'm
You make
making,
money off chickens?
technically because eggs are expensive and my chickens lay eggs, so
Damn.
You get
I'm
like
saving
eggs.
money
so
right
you
now.
like breakfast eggs for
yeah,
the chickens?
yes.
I might need a dozen.
I'm like,
Right here,
Well,
for real.
it won't cost you as expensive as what Walmart
Oh, they
would
tax
charge.
like $6 a dozen now, so inflation.
Yeah.
No, but how do you get
So-
over your stress? What else you do?
So I work out a lot. Well, once a week, but like that's not,
That's more than most. That's more
That's my relief right there.
Yeah.
I work out, I have pets, and I guess I just keep family around to distract me from like the realities of life.
No, that's definitely so good. Because stress can overwhelm you at times, especially when you're an entrepreneur. It's like you got to do this. You always got to think ahead, but at the same time, it's like, man, you can't be too overwhelmed by thinking ahead.
Right. You got to live in the present, but think in the future.
All right, so you had a lot going on for a while actually. I feel like you had something else called Cheap Chatley.
What's that, bro?
Yeah, what was that for a little bit?
I really don't know what that shit is.
So, well,
she had a podcast before it was the podcast.
I did, you know? I really did. But I tried to just do different projects myself. I was doing, what is it called? Like Instagram pages. I had a little podcast for a minute. It was pretty much relationship based, relationship problems and things like that. And I put a pause on that because everything else was kind of going, and that was not my main focus. And then I also have currently a Facebook page for St. Louis entrepreneurs. Everybody's welcome, of course. It's called Discover STL Businesses. I just want everybody to kind of come together, share ideas, and support each other.
So since we got our podcast thing going on, what's the purpose of your podcast?
To pretty much just bring to light
people cheating.
Yeah, that was the premise. That was the premise of it. Things happened, and I was like, "Dang, we got to talk about this more."
So, was that like from a personal experience?
It was a personal from what I had seen around me, and I was like, "Dang, I really wonder why people do."
I felt put this nigga on blast.
That's it. That's it. I'm like, they're gonna find out.
Whoever you was, you a bad guy, man. You a bad guy.
Wherever you are right now, I
hope you see this and say, "Damn, she made that because of me." Yeah, we remember, nigga. We remember.
Yeah, I know, but that was one project. I have so many projects, but right now I'm focused on the tangible, me being in that one place at that one time, and that is me doing Turo.
Nah, definitely. So back to your Facebook page. So how's that been so far? When did you create that?
Probably like a month ago, or a little longer than that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I created it because I looked on Facebook and there's not many pages that are just like very cutthroat business and exchanging ideas. If there are any pages out there, I don't know, I haven't discovered them yet, but I decided to make one and invite the people that I knew were entrepreneurs and people that were trying to grow to be entrepreneurs.
I'm going to tap into
No, definitely plug that in. What was it again?
Discover STL Businesses on Facebook.
Okay. Where can the folks find you on social media if they wanted to?
So I am on Instagram. My tag name is whatever they call it nowadays.
The at name.
Tag name. Allure __ the letter Y. Or you can find me on Facebook, Lavinia, Lavinia, YALE.
And you said, where can they find you on Turo at?
Turo is also Lavinia Yale. Technically, you could just go on Turo, look for cars, and one of my cars will probably.
That's what's most important, that Turo page.
Tap in.
You might get that promo code back.
Right.
Hashtag the walk. Maybe 5% or so.
Keep pushing it, but yeah, I'll work with you. I'll work with you.
You gotta get her money. Never mind. 2%.
We appreciate you for pulling up and putting people on game with the Turo, and you might be back. You say you don't want to drive.
No, I'll be back. I'll be back.
We
appreciate you showing off for Women's History Month. You're a woman entrepreneur doing your thing, so we want to give you your flowers. You know what I'm saying? Definitely keep.
We love the woman, so
yeah, definitely. We support the sisters, so.
Especially the black women. But
all women. Specifically, you know what I'm saying?
Appreciate it.
But definitely, we love what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. You know, we're here for you as our brothers. So if you just let us know.
All right. Thank y'all. That's it.
Oh,